Hello, beautiful artists. I'm Kelly Hernig, and welcome to my 100-Day Project. On Mondays and Thursdays, we'll be exploring 3 colors, then paint a subject to see what magic they create. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's go paint. This is going to be our subject. I picked this double leaf because it's going to go really great across my pages. Look how nice that'll be. I've got 3 interesting color mixes for us. And I want you to see this. It's our very last page. So this is where I wanted to get to in this 100-day journey. So I'm excited to finally be here. I will not be doing any more color mixes on this 100-day journey, but I will be selecting pieces to do from them. So I'm going to use this palette now as inspiration purely. My goal was to fill this journal with color and swatching and mixes so that I could really see what my palette will do for me. And I've achieved that. This is the last one for that. And now I want to see what they will do for me, what I can create with them, what I can use, how I can step them out a little further. And I'm going to be sharing that journey with you as well. So don't worry, there's still going to be plenty more color mixing and subject matter and splashing, and our time is not over. So let me explain the colors this time. I've got 3. One is brand new. I'm going to be using a Daniel Smith Naples Yellow. This is the brand new one. It is Mijello Red Brown. Sorry about that. Red Brown. Holbein or HWC Davies Gray. And here's what you know already. Davies Gray is my favorite. Remember, I called it the superhero of my palette. And this red brown is a new color. Like, I bought the set of Mission colors and I really didn't care for them, but what I did like was this red brown. Mission colors are really pure. They're highly saturated. They're really lovely, but I like the more granulating and the dirtier colors that Daniel Smith offers me. So they're not all bright like the Missions are. So that's why I went ahead and bought the red brown, if that makes any sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Naples Yellow, then we're going to go to red brown, and then we're going to go to Davies Gray, because I want to see what this red brown is going to do. When you see it, it is let me show you here what this red brown is so that you understand what I'm looking at. So you see how rich this is and colorful, and it's deeper than burnt scarlet. Think of burnt scarlet with sepia, only it's brighter, it's more intense. So I want to see what the yellow will do. I want to see if I can get really pretty yellow or oranges, and then I want to see what this Davies Gray is going to do with it. I don't even know. I have no idea how they're going to play together or if they are going to play together, but I'm anxious to get started. How about you? I hear you shaking your head. Okay. And I've got a little bit of bump here where the cording is. Do you see that little bump right there? So I'll have to work around that, but it will be fine. Okay, we're going to start with Naples Yellow. Stick something under my book here. That's better. Naples yellow. I think I've only used it one time in this series, but it really is a pretty yellow. It's not a bright yellow, it's more of an orange yellow. So think warmer. It feels more like the sun to me. I need to have quite a bit of this color because I'm going to be mixing it with that bold red brown, and I don't want it being obliterated right away. Okay, that looks good. Here we go, our last page. We're off to a good start. Okay, the tiniest bit of this color. I'm already excited. Are you seeing this change here? I need to splash. I need a little more water. What are you thinking already? Wow, look at this. Oops. Hold on, I'm stuck here on my little thing. It's stuck under. Okay. Look at that already. When you're going to get excited after 5 lines of color, I think it's a good combination. How about you? You've watched me do enough of these now. Need a little more water. The richness of this color is just really something. I think I'm going to go to the pure color because I want to explore the Davies gray down here for sure. Would you call this a brown? Would you call it a burgundy? What kind of color would you call this? Red brown seems fitting. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, how would I use this color by itself even? Now we have the fun and the joy of adding my superhero color, the Davies gray. That's not Davies, this is. I just want to see it change. I need to make sure that it changes. There we go. I need more water. And again, I'm watching whenever I mix it, I'm watching the light tones change. Look at this color. Wow. I didn't expect this kind of color out of it, but it's really, really pretty. It's dulling it down. It's got a nice gray appeal, at least an appeal to me. I know they all kind of look the same, but it's little variations. There we go. Look at that. And the red brown is so intense that it's really fighting that Davy for control over the pigment. Now that's a perfect color. This almost looks like my favorite acrylic color in Deco Art paint was Mississippi Mud, and that's kind of what this looks like. So I want you to think of a gray bark tree, a gray tree, gray bark on a tree. There you go. Wow. Let's see, can I fit two more? Maybe just a little here, let's see. I'm going to just do Davy's Gray at the bottom, rinsing my brush very well to get that red brown out of it. Now look at it compared to that. That's an incredible color grouping. I'm going to bring it up closer. Naples Yellow, Daniel Smith Naples Yellow. Mijello Red Brown. Now look at how the subtle changes here. See how it's getting duller and duller? And then look down here at these. And then we've got Holbein Davies Gray. That's a really pretty palette. So what would you use it for? What kind of things are you seeing in it? I'm in love with these bottom colors here. I'm already thinking, how would I use this palette? How would I use this? What colors, where would I put it? What kind of things would I do with it? It's just really nice. Okay, we have two leaves. They are like this on my paper. One, I want to explore the more yellow. I want to try yellow with Davies Gray and see what we get there, but also with a little touch of this coloration in there. Let me get some of this water off here, see if it lightens anything. Oh yeah, look at that. So I know I'm gonna need another palette for this, for the mixing. I'm gonna start with the Naples Yellow. There we go, that's a pretty color. Now, one of the things with the Davies Gray is it dries really, really quickly. So I really need to watch whenever I'm using it. And let's see if they play well together. I'm not sure. You know, I haven't used the red brown. Remember, this is the first time I'm getting it, and that was a big drop of water, you guys. Need to make sure I'm not sticking my hand over there. It's wet. Okay, Davies, where are you? I'm going to mix some of that Davies and the yellow, see what we get. Okay, let's see a little bit. Now you can see that the red brown doesn't want to move into that color very much, so I'm having to force it. So that's an interesting fact to note, that it likes to be by itself. And there are some colors like that, you know, that's why playing like this is really crucial to see how they play well with others. So I gotta force it to play there, so let's do that. All right, let me blot this color here. Got a runaway color from my water drops. I can always clean those up at the end, but if I can stop them from going out, I will. Okay, down here, definitely some more of that Davies gray. There we go. Oh. I'm just flooding the area with water. I felt something wet on my hand. There we go. Note to self, dry your page first. Okay, let's get back to this Davies before it dries. Now remember, this color doesn't like to play, so I'm going to force it in there. I like how they're kind of on the fringe, where they do mingle just a little bit. I like the color that they're creating. Let's mix some yellow into this mix here, see what happens. A little bit more water. Helping it along there. All right. I'm going to try to mix them all together, and let's see here what we get. a little bit more on the red side, so a little more of that red brown color. There we go. It's such a subtle green with the Davies and the Naples. It's really, really pretty. Again, I'm forcing it to mingle. It's rejecting it, as you can see. It's not really letting it come in. I'm trying to make it. This is so pretty up there with that dark. I really like the green of that. That would be a color to explore, as this Davies and this Naples together, to see what they mix. I would actually like to take this color with the Naples and see what color they make, because I think that the yellow will brighten it just a little bit, but I still think it would be like on the gray-green side, and I think that would be an interesting mix. You know the drill knit by now. This has to dry, and then I'll be back. I really like the way that the leaves came out with this palette. You know, all of these are really bright and intense. So I'm looking at like this part of it. This part is a little more calm, but then these are really more calm. So we've got brighter, less bright, and less intense here. I like the way the Davies gray mixes with this red, brown, and the yellow here together. I like this whole little leaf. I like that I put the green, the yellow, and the Davies gray on this one. I only have a little bit of that up here. I wish I would have added more in here, but it gives me a nice range of colors, because you can see this in this section, you can see this in this section, and then we've got the two yellows and greens, sorry, the yellow and the gray mixing together. So we're getting a lot of nice color. This part here is just kind of boring and it doesn't have any texture or anything. So it's funny the way some things happen where they have a lot of texture and some things don't. Like, look, all around it there's texture, and then this one is just almost a flat color. But I want to bring you closer so you can see this. Let's turn it that way so you can see that whole leaf. Do you see what I mean with that little touch of green up here? I like the darkness of this color. So that is the, I think it's the Davies and the red brown. I like the way the water here, how it's splashed and forces those edges. That's sometimes called a cauliflower. And again, this is that just totally flat leaf. It just flattened out. There's no water, no anything. But then you've got this area too, which is really dark. It looks really nice. And I like the yellow in here, that Naples yellow in there. Then let's see if we can get this one on one. There we go. And you can see here the green here and here. And again, the Davies gray up here with that red brown looks really, really pretty. I'd like to see the cauliflowers on this too. Look at this one, how it just kind of eats up that whole little section of the leaf, except for the edges are got all this little nice dark color. The same down here. Look at that rich color right next to the edge there. And then you've got this big water drop that kind of breaks the space and lightens it a little bit. I'm really thrilled with the way these look here. I'm so happy that I did a double leaf so that we could explore these two colors together as well as the whole color mixing together. I see a lot of use for this. What are you seeing in here? What are you imagining painting with these? If I had to pick any section, it's this section down here that I just absolutely love from this area here. And I see that area represented in this leaf very well. And I'm already thinking, what would I use? I think these colors would look interesting on a white flower. Right now our star magnolias are blooming, so they would look really kind of nice with those deep dark browns of the bark and then some white flowers with all of these lighter tones on there. I like that little bit of green. They have kind of a yellow pinkish center, so probably something like this would probably do really well with the star magnolias. And just imagine this with really soft shades of that, what it would do. Soft tints, I should say, so lighter values. I think it's really beautiful. I hope you like it too. So thank you for watching my 100-day journey. And the color now is done for my booklet, but I will be exploring them in other subjects. So I want you to think of pears and some leaves and some flowers and maybe a couple vintage pieces. I'm not sure what I'm going to pull out. I know the next video after this one will be another 20-day review. We did the last 10 palettes, just like I had the first 20-day review. It's going to be fun to see where these colors lead us. The first ones were they seemed very earthy, so I'm anxious to see what these colors represent. Thank you so much for being here. I would appreciate a like or a comment or even subscribe. It all helps my channel grow so I can keep sharing tutorials with you. Thanks for watching, and thanks for exploring these color palettes with me in the 100 Days project.